In 1683, Hasan, a wounded soldier from the Ottoman Empire, finds sanctuary in the small Italian village of Moena. The kind villagers help him heal. While staying with them, Hasan sees how the villagers are burdened with high taxes and treated poorly by the local feudal lords. Feeling a deep sense of duty, Hasan decides to share his elite military skills to teach the villagers how to stand up for themselves. But there's a big question. How did an Ottoman soldier end up in this Italian village, ready to help its people fight against their rulers? Hasan was no ordinary soldier. He was a Janissary, part of the Ottoman Empire's elite forces. Raised within the Janissary Corps, Hasan underwent rigorous training in combat and developed unwavering loyalty to the Sultan. His proficiency in multiple languages, including Arabic, Persian, and several European languages, distinguished him. This linguistic skill was crucial for gathering intelligence and performing espionage on behalf of the empire. Under the command of Grand Vizier Merzifonlu Kara Mustafa Pasha, Hasan and his fellow Janissaries embarked on a significant journey towards Vienna. At that time, the Ottoman Empire was at its peak, sought to extend its dominion into Europe. Hasan and his fellow Janissaries had only one goal, which is capturing Vienna and extend Ottoman influence into the heart of Europe. The Ottoman forces arrived at the outskirts of Vienna and began the siege by setting up camps and surrounding the city. They surrounded the city and started using different military strategies, bombarding the city walls with cannon fire. Janissary Hasan was on the front line in the combat. After weeks of siege on September 12th, the turning point came. A relief force, assembled by the Holy Roman Empire and its allies, launched a coordinated attack against the Ottoman forces besieging Vienna. In the momentary of chaos and confusion, Hasan was struck by enemy fire. As he gained his consciousness, he realized that he had become separated from his fellow Janissaries, lost in the haze of smoke and confusion. Gripping his side where a musket ball had struck, Hasan staggered away from the battlefield, guided only by the distant echoes of the ongoing conflict. As days passed, Hasan's pain grew worse, and he knew he needed help. Eventually, he stumbled upon a peaceful Italian village called Moena, nestled in the beautiful Alps. In Moena, the villagers noticed the wounded stranger at their doorstep. Their hearts, filled with compassion, led them to Hasan's side. They offered him food, shelter, and the care of a local healer. Hasan, as an Ottoman elite soldier who speaks many languages, began quickly adapted himself to the rhythms of village life. He married a woman from the village and started building his life. Hasan became a respected figure among the villagers. One day, a band of tax collectors, feudal lords, descended upon the village. These were not just collectors. They were notorious for their heavy-handed and often unfair demands. As they made their way through the village, collecting more than what was due, the air was thick with tension and helplessness. Hasan, watching his fellow villagers submit to the unfair demands, stirred something within him. He knew he had to act. He gathered the villagers at the central square and began to encourage the people to stand up against the oppression. The villagers, inspired by Hasan's words, agreed it was time to act. As former Janissary, Hasan taught the villagers to train to be soldiers. With Hasan's strategic guidance, they formulated a plan to confront the collectors. In a dark barn, the villagers felt nervous but ready to fight back. Hasan, their leader, told them it was time to stand up to the unfair tax collectors who had been taking too much from them. They all agreed to fight together. That night, with homemade weapons and Hasan's clever plans, they waited quietly. When they saw the tax collectors coming with their torches, they knew it was time. They quickly fought the tax collectors in a tight spot, using their knowledge of the area. In the end, the tax collectors, overwhelmed and caught off guard by the villagers' unexpected resistance, retreated. Hasan lived peacefully in the village until his death. The local people call him El Turco. His enduring legacy is honored through the annual La Turchina festival, where villagers don Janissary uniforms and the Turkish flag is prominently displayed, symbolizing the deep cultural impact he left behind. His story, passed down through generations, has made him a folk hero in Moena, representing bravery, resistance, and the fusion of Italian and Turkish cultures. This blend of cultures and the deep respect for El Turco's contributions highlight the profound and lasting influence of his life and actions on the village.